Hello and welcome to the last video in our game project. What we're going to be doing today is some fine tuning, so just making sure the physics work correctly. And then we're also going to add some fun things like power-ups or extra balls. So let's go ahead and go to our project. And so the first thing we're going to do is add some left and right rectangles to the blocks. And the reason why we're doing this is because right now, when we hit the block, we're switching the Y direction. But if it's hitting on the left or right, it shouldn't change the up or down direction, it should change the left and right direction. So let's add some rectangles. So we're going to add rectangle left and right. And so left is equal to a new rectangle. And we're going to base this off the input. So this is going to be a minus 1, then b, and 1 for the width and the height of the rectangle. And we'll do the same thing for the right, except we're going to do a plus w plus 1 and 1 for the width and same height as our block. And so now we need to go back to the update function and change our logic here so it recognizes the left and right rectangles on the block. So if b dot left intersects with the ball, or b dot right intersects and b is not destroyed, we are going to multiply the movement by -1. Okay, and we also need to set b to destroyed. And so we'll add else here and some parentheses around the left and right intersects. And go ahead and test that. And so now you can see that it's bouncing off the side of the blocks differently than it would if it were bouncing off the bottom or the top. And so the next thing we'll add is an array list for some power-ups. And these power-ups can be anything you want. We're going to add an extra ball into the ball array list. So we're going to create a new array list with the block. This one's going to be named power-up. And so what we want to do is just add these to the regular blocks. And we can do that randomly. And so here, after we've created our blocks, we'll create a new random. So this is our random generator make sure we do our import. And so we'll do blocks.get random. We're going to get the next integer. And since we have 32 blocks, we'll put in 32 here. And we'll add a boolean right now, but we'll set power up equal to true. And so we need to add this boolean power up to the block. And we'll set that initially to false. And so the way this is going to work is that we'll choose a random number, and for that random number, we'll set the power up for that block to be true. And we'll set a few of these so that we can see them drop. And here in the update method before the first for loop, we'll add another one. So this is going to be for each block, P and power up. And so what we're going to do is we're going to drop it. So we're going to increase the y. So p dot y plus equal 1. And so this will drop it each time. Each time the update function runs, it'll drop. And so here when we destroy the block, if the power up is true, then we'll add a power up to that array list. So if b.powerup do powerup dot add new block, and we'll set the coordinates to b dot x, b dot y, and we'll have the width and the height, and we have an extra .png image for that. Okay, and we need to add that to the else if. And we need to make sure to paint it also. So we'll copy this for loop again, and we'll change this to P and to power up, and P.draw. And so let's go ahead and test this. And there we go. So right now, if it touches the paddle, it won't actually create anything. It won't do anything. So we need to add that. And so we can add that here. So if P intersects the paddle, we are going to destroy P. So P.destroyed is equal to true. And we can add another ball. So ball.add new block. And we'll create this based off the paddle position. So paddle.dx. And we'll take half of the paddle. So our paddle width is 150. So we'll do 75. And we'll use the same y coordinate from our first ball and the same size. And we'll use the ball image. Okay, we also want to add here if it's not destroyed. So if P is not destroyed, otherwise we'll get a lot of ads. Okay, and let's test that. Let's see if I can play well enough to make this happen. Okay, there we go. And there's another ball and some more. And that's the complete project. There's still a lot you can do with this game. I hope you had fun creating this project and hope to see you in other projects.